He's covered in poop and toilet paper. Ew. What would you do for a Mountain Dew? Would you say something you don't want to say, eat something you don't want to eat, or would you, like a normal person, just go out and buy one? I'm pretty sure I could go to my local grocery store and find one for like probably less than $2. But for a Mountain Dew, I would drive out and I'd just go get one. What I wouldn't do is swim in poop. What you're seeing there, that's not AI or a skit. That is a man stuck in the septic tank of a porta-potty. And the real reason he's in the porta-potty is even stupider than you'd think. Stick to the end, because I'm going to show the full clip alongside the company statement of what happened. And for anyone watching the gameplay, I'm just going to be finishing up this tunnel that I built. If you notice a gap between here and last episode, just check the description. According to the article I found this from, Counterman, the company behind the porta-potties, was just going porta-potty to porta-potty in Kansas City, picking up their... Whoa, what? First cave? I guess I'll explore this after I finish this tunnel. Alright, back on topic though. They were going porta-potty to porta-potty in Kansas City, and they said that one of their porta-potties was locked after the World Cup game. They knocked on the door and told the man inside that he had 10 minutes to finish up, before they came back for that porta-potty in particular. However, when they came back for that porta-potty, the man inside just straight up refused to leave. And naturally, because you can't just have a dude in your porta-potty, they flagged down a Kansas City police officer who was coincidentally riding by on a motorcycle. And they're like, hey, there's a dude in our porta-potty and he won't get out. The officer asked the man to get out, and he gave possibly the most confusing response. The man replied that he could not reach the door and couldn't get out of the toilet, according to the company. Oh my god. So naturally, because he isn't opening the door himself, they had to pry the door open. And initially they couldn't... I have more pickaxes. And initially they couldn't see anyone. But then his head, covered head to toe in poop and toilet paper, slowly arose out of the toilet. We aren't even near the worst... Can you screw off? Ow. Let me finish my tunnel, dude. We aren't even at the worst part, which is low-key kind of funny. When the firefighters tried to talk the man to getting out of his own, because, you know, he's covered head to toe in shit, he couldn't reach his way to the exit, so they had to cut him out of the toilet themselves.
Watch your arm, where's your arm at? Yeah.
Genuinely, shout out all my firefighters, because if the toilet water splashed back on me like that, I'd quit. I would quit then and there. Hello. After that, they just blasted him with a hose to wash him off, but I only have like this 3-second clip, so I'm just gonna loop that here. When you hear that a man got stuck in the porta-potty of a toilet, toilet of a porta-potty, trying to retrieve an item, you would assume it was something expensive, like his phone, his wallet, his keys, something of value that would at least make that jumping into a porta-potty somewhat reasonable. It wasn't his phone, it wasn't his keys, it wasn't his wallet, it was, according to the company, a Mountain Dew. The man told the police officers that he dropped his Mountain Dew in the toilet the night before and was trying to retrieve it and got stuck in the toilet for 8 hours. And to that, I call bullshit. Don't get me wrong, people get stuck in places for a plethora of reasons, but there's no way that he reached into a toilet trying to retrieve his Mountain Dew back. I'm not him, but I call bullcrap. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but I'm 90% sure he dropped drugs in there. He dropped drugs in there, and if he told the officer that he dropped drugs in there, they would probably have a much different reaction to him dropping Mountain Dew. So I'm convinced he used Mountain Dew as a cover-up and simply dropped drugs into the toilet and didn't want to tell the officers. I could be completely wrong though, and if I am, then damn. But I just find it a little too absurd to believe that it's just over a Mountain Dew bottle that he got covered head to toe in poop. It's just like, maybe he's struggling, maybe he's not, and for that I won't judge him. But that's still just... it's still a little absurd. Mineshaft. I am not very plentiful of gear, so I don't know if I should explore this, but I guess I'll take a quick look inside. See if I can find a chest. There was no chest. There was not a chest. I guess this will be tomorrow's goal, to start exploring this mine shaft. So I'll just, when I see this barrier of torches, this will remind me that the mine shaft is right here. But yeah, you cannot convince me it's a Mountain Dew who dropped in that toilet. It was something else. But if it was a Mountain Dew, and I'm just wrong, did he get it back at least? Was it worth it? Did he drink it? Or maybe he's one of the people we were talking about in the last episode who maybe he just likes swimming in poop. Maybe he's into that. And, I mean, at least he's not killing anyone, right? Uh-oh. I'm not too interested in exploring this entire region right now, but I do want this iron. Anyways, I could probably ramble for ages about this, but I can just feel my retention rate dropping to 0. Anyways, if I haven't already, I'll play the company statement here, so you can get a full overview of what happened to this guy.
But one of our guys went to pick up an event from the World Cup. I knocked on all the doors, made sure nobody was in the restrooms. He did find one of them locked, knocked on the door, and let the gentleman know he had 10 minutes to get out. Picked up everything else, went back to that toilet, knocked again. The man inside said he was not going to get out. Luckily, a police officer on a motorcycle went by. Our driver waved him down. Cop walked up to the door and asked the man to exit the toilet. The man replied that he could not reach the door and couldn't get out of the toilet. They looked inside and didn't see anybody. The lid was closed, no one was in the restroom. It kind of startled them. All of a sudden, a head popped out of the toilet and he said, "I'm in here." Fire department came after that and tried to instruct the man to exit the toilet, and the man would not do it. They asked him why he went in, and he told them he was retrieving a Mountain Dew bottle that he dropped in from the night before. So that put him inside of the tank for about 8 hours, if all of that was true. After it was cut open, the man was able to exit the toilet. Fire department did hook up water to their truck and gave him a free shower. Long story short, horrible situation. Thank you to the Kansas City, Missouri Fire Department and Police Department for all the help. Watch out falling into toilets.
This is something new. I love the internet. Every single day I manage to be surprised by someone else's stupidity, and I love it. Anyways, I think I'm just gonna wrap up this tunnel. I need to go like 50 blocks deeper, so I don't think I'm gonna do that this episode. But I'd say we made substantial progress. We're a lot lower than we were last time. So I guess tomorrow's episode, I'll explore the mine shaft. I'm noticing a trend where I talk about poop a lot in all of my videos. And by all of my videos, I mean only 2. But I swear this channel will be more than just poop, alright? We will have better and more interesting topics as I get better at storytelling. Oh, by the way, thank you for the support on the last video. I went to bed expecting like 4 views and maybe a subscriber, and I woke up to like 172 and 10 subscribers, which is a little bit more than 1. I think at the time of recording this, I'm at like 24, which is awesome. But anyways, I won't hold you too long. Moral of the story, your dignity is worth more than a Mountain Dew. It's not worth it. Anyways, I'm gonna go watch the World Cup final. It starts in an hour from now, so I'll see you.